What's going on, everybody? I'm Al Pops. I'm with Ryan Lance. We're here to do a Youth 1 Elite 101 breakdown. Today we're going to look at the top 5 quarterbacks from the class of 2019 Elite 101. We're going to start off with number 5, Grant Tisdale. He's a big kid with a big arm. At 6 foot, 175 pounds. He can make a lot of throws all over the field. He reminds us a little bit of Ben Roethlisberger from the Pittsburgh Steelers. This past spring, he was the MVP of the Texas School of Football League down there in Texas, obviously, playing for the Allen Wild Dogs. The guy made a ton of plays with his feet and his arm. You know, he's not the type of quarterback that's going to take off and run for a bunch of yards, but like Big Ben Roethlisberger, he will run to set up the pass, which makes him an excellent quarterback. Now, Rye, why don't you talk to us about the number 4 quarterback, Terrance Gibson?
Yeah, Gibson is a player that's always played up. He's you know, at advanced skill level, so he's always been playing, you know, with the older guys. Yeah. He's a dual threat quarterback. You know, he can get it done with his feet, under center. You know, his coaches do a great job of using him to make plays. He's deadly with the ball in his hand. This past year, he was an East Bay Youth All-American, and he's always been a standout in the Houston Select Football League, which we know is a pretty solid league down there in Texas.
Yeah, you definitely have to be somebody to make it in that league. You know, moving on to number 3 now is a kid we're both familiar with, Hank Bachmeier. Bachmeier has reclassified to take the 8th grade again this year. Originally was supposed to be in the class of 2018, but is now in the class of 2019. Here's another kid with a big arm and can throw the ball a mile. That's probably his best attribute is his arm strength. Last year, as an 8th grader, the first time around, he was named an AYF All-American and really had a strong game out there in California in the All-American game for the AYF football organization. 2 years ago, actually, a little bit closer to home with Youth 1 here, he was named our Youth1 winner as Football Player of the Year back in 2013. So it was pretty cool to see him continue the success that we saw in him early on. Now, Ryan, we're going to kick it back to you here for the number 2 quarterback, Grant Cannell.
Yeah, Grant is a huge quarterback. He already stands at 6'3". He's got great size, great build for a player in the 8th grade. Last year, he was also an East Bay Youth All-American, and he led his football team and basketball team to an undefeated record, which shows you the type of athlete that he is.
Absolutely.
He's got a, you know, his sprinter speed. He's very quick. He can get around the edge when he's got the, you know, the keeper, and he can make plays a number of different ways. And again, his coaches do a great job of letting him make the plays. Absolutely.
He's a very athletic kid. In fact, that basketball, football thing you mentioned, if they do it again this year, they'll be the first team in 30 years to do that, which would be pretty incredible. Yeah, all right, so Grant is a great quarterback. All the other guys, great quarterbacks, top of their class. But the number 1 kid, JT Daniels, everybody. Remember that name, JT Daniels out of California. He's a reclassified kid, taking 8th grade again this year. Last year was an East Bay Youth All-American and has the best arm in this class. He can throw the ball all over the place, just like the other quarterbacks, but this guy does it with a little bit more touch, and the accuracy is out of this world. He calls his own plays at the line of scrimmage. His father's a longtime coach out there in California, been training him since he was young. He's well ahead of his time when it comes to football IQ. Very smart. You know, he's so advanced that there's already a number of Pac-12 schools, you know, that I cannot say, but they're already showing interest in him, personally inviting him to come into camps and stuff like that. And you know, this year, he's going to be playing for the Inland Empire Ducks out of California. And Rye, you being the West Coast guy, you know all about those guys. One of the best football teams in the entire country. And he's just surrounded by athletes. So he's going to put up some monster numbers that people aren't necessarily going to believe when they read it. But trust me, this kid is going to throw the ball for upwards of 300 yards per game.
He's an asset. Anywhere you put him, he can get it done anyway.
Absolutely. Take your pick at how he's going to beat you. JT Daniels will do it. But guys, that's it right now for the top 5 quarterbacks on the class of 2019 Youth 1 Elite 101. But that's only 5 guys. To see the entire list, head to youth1.com. Sign up for a press pass, and you'll be able to see the class of 2019, all 101 of them, plus a bunch of other great stuff that not everybody can see. You got to be signed up for a Youth 1 press pass. For Ryan Lance, I'm Al Pops. We'll see you next time.